There are still some bits of pieces. I feel like we're gonna tap into your energy in context of the journey in a moment. I feel like you don't want to run anymore. I feel that you realize that the fact that you were running was caused by your lack of worthiness. You didn't feel like you deserved this relationship. You didn't feel like you were worthy of your feminine, and you don't wanna run anymore. There are some things that you're concerned about, negativity of maybe specific people, like we mentioned already. Maybe time is a concern. Is it too late? Is she's gonna accept me? Or is it the right time as well? I'm hearing. But with this detachment, I feel like you're detaching from it. I feel this masculine, you would be so self-aware and so aware of this journey and how this journey looks like and what's going on this journey, that you would realize that whatever thought you're thinking, it's coming from your mind. So the days you're thinking that maybe it's too late, it's a limiting belief. The days you're thinking that maybe it's not the time yet, it's a limiting belief. It's like you're detaching yourself from thoughts that are causing doubts within you, which is a good thing. Having self-love in the center of your spread is actually very beautiful, especially that we have it on top of that reunion, which means that you are now understanding, this is destined, this is mine, I deserve this, I am worthy of it. This is what was, and I also feel like you understand how much it ties together, that the absence of your feminine was meant to teach you this, teach you self-love, teach you self-care. And we have a reveal. I want to tell you the truth. I feel like you would really be eager to reach out. You would really be eager to say certain things. I do. I was feeling in your energy in the beginning a bit of a strategizing, right? So incubator process, that's one thing, but I feel with your feminine, you don't want to reveal all your cards all together, but there would be this desire within you to literally just commit from first conversation, because now you understand. Now you understand. You see things that you didn't see before. Um, I am, however, a little bit. Maybe we'll do one more for this final chunk, because this dishonesty. Maybe there have been some love triangle. One more. Holding back. Maybe there have been some dishonesty in the past. Maybe you have put your feminine in a third party situation. There were other women, maybe even this woman. This is why you're so worried. I feel you may be still holding back a little bit because of that. In a sense of, you realize that there's going to have to be, accountability and conversation, and maybe I'm also hearing, maybe you don't yet fully completely to the very very deep core understand the reason for your dishonesty. I feel you would know with this lack mentality, with this reflection, gaining clarity, being away from you helped me to gain clarity. I think you would know. I think this collective, you would know the reason why you put yourself in a third party situation, why you connected to other women, why you were dishonest with your feminine. You know, but you also know that there's going to have to be a conversation about it, and maybe that's the reason you're holding back a little bit. You're holding back a little bit. Talking shit. There is something for this collective with all these things, that there must have been negative influence from the outside. So you must have had either women who were interested in you, and you didn't see how much of a snake person they were, or some friends around you that are quite negative people, in the sense of they talk about others, they judge others, they always have an opinion. Maybe they interfered in your relationship, maybe they said to you certain things that without you knowing influenced you so much. And specific situation that's coming to my mind, and we pull that situation quite often in collectives for masculines. Sometimes it happens that the divine masculine on a journey, you are so obsessed with being controlled and with being manipulated that when your divine feminine says something to you very honestly, very bluntly, listen, I want to give you this advice. Maybe you shouldn't be, hanging with this person. I don't feel right. It's like you get obsessed with, don't tell me what to do, right? An honest opinion, an honest and open opinion with an explanation why this opinion is given triggers you. However, without you knowing, you are allowing yourself to be manipulated by snake people, okay, who know how to manipulate without people knowing. So they won't give you a direct advice. I don't think this woman is for you, but they're gonna say something like, and I always give this example, they're gonna say something like, let's say your feminine is older than you. It's a common and it happens a lot with these pairings. There's always some sort of a societal issue, and oftentimes the feminine is older, which is frowned upon by the society. So let's say she's not going to tell you, it's not going to work out with this woman, but she's going to say something like, oh, I've recently been dating this guy and I thought that we're going to be great together, but he was younger, and ultimately, no, these things cannot work. These things never work. Do you know what I mean? Manipulators know how to manipulate. Manipulative people are never honest. They never come to you with advice, with open conversation. They're always sneaky. They're always sneaky. So I feel like there's something with all these cards. There's someone still in your energy. Really think twice. Is it really not possible to remove this person completely? Because those kind of people, they're always a lesson. And usually those lessons, to close the lesson, it's block, delete. Usually. Right? You will feel into it. Sometimes it's complicated if it's like family member, but boundaries are needed. But again, in your energy, we were feeling that you are sort of an understanding, and you're having boundaries. You're in a protective mode. You're in a masculine mode. So it's good. Let's confirm. Let's confirm your energy, and then maybe we're gonna do what's coming. Mirror, mirror, number 14. Maybe it's also relevant for some of you. 14th of February. Maybe you're planning something. Oh, that would be beautiful. Wouldn't it be beautiful? Valentine's Day, the most amazing day of the year. I love Valentine's. But the mirror, and we had a couple of cards before with the reflection, so you would be heavily really now in realization how much everything external is a reflection of you. Every situation, every person, how you feel about them has nothing to do with them, everything to do with you. Is a reflection. How you feel, how you react, how things make you feel, right? It's such a amazing, empowering tool to self-improve and to do self-work that many people don't understand. Everything that exists outside of us is an illusion and projections of part of our psyche that we're refusing to acknowledge. So you would be really looking at, I'm even seeing someone, and it happens that I give you guys this exercise as a shadow work exercise. It's a beautiful exercise. I sometimes give it to you on sessions, and sometimes we talk about this in collective. To imagine at times that every person around you is a mirror. You don't see them as people. You see them as walking mirrors, and it helps you to really understand that mirror effect. And I feel you're really in your era of understanding this to the very, very core. So whatever happens in your life, you would be immediately looking at how it reflects to me. Why? Which is good. Attention seeking, 14th of the 6th. Maybe it's one of your shadows as well. They're showing me again this incubator. Maybe in the past you were someone one of your shadows was a bit of a show off, do things for people to see, to seek attention, to seek applaud. And this is also why now you're understanding the importance of doing things just for you. Maybe you still feel that this is a little bit a residual shadow within you, that sometimes you do things and it's like you want people to know and to see and to notice, that show off kind of energy. This is why you also want to make sure that you apply this incubator for certain things, just to be sure that you're doing things for the sake of doing it, because they're part of your destiny. I'm also hearing that you really want to make sure, which would be beautiful, that you're not seeking your feminine for what she can give you, like in the past, but you really understand how sacred this connection is. So you want to make sure that as you come in with this energy of, I want to hear your raw opinion. I want to hear how you feel. I want to see you for who you are. I don't just want to give you something and wait for you to be amazed. And it's coming to my mind. So maybe it has been a trait of yours to seek attention. Freedom. Number 77. Maybe you're seeing a lot of sevens as well. Freedom of choices. We talked about this, remember? You would be free, you would be sitting in it. We were talking about how you realized that you didn't actually took certain choices, but you were bound by manipulations, opinions, your own shadows, your own fears, your own devil energy. And now you're free because you connected to your spirit. I feel it's still something you're working on. So this is why you're holding your cards close to the chest. You're not talking about your plans. You want to keep this incubator process in place, but it's like you are now really very mindful how sometimes we do things that feel like it's passion, it's ignition, it's our destiny, but we may be doing them for attention seeking. We may be doing them for a certain shot. It's like you want to make sure that you're really freed of automated patterns. You would be very mindful of all your actions right now, which is very beautiful. I am so hungry, you guys. Maybe you're hungry as you're watching this. There's a reason I was guided to say it. I'm like, literally my stomach is like communication is a two-way street. And I was seeing this card in a previous part, number 41. Maybe you're seeing 41s as well. It's a masculine energy. It's oftentimes it's a sign of entering masculine energy. The feminine can see it, the masculine can see it when the masculine is entering his masculine power, because 4 represents the masculine stability, security, and all the qualities that represent the masculine, 1 being a new beginning and sort of a new journey. But again, remember we mentioned this, that maybe in the past you were quite one-sided. You didn't know how to have a proper, with that collaboration. I remember that we pulled 3 of coins, that you're very mindful in your connections and in your relationships now to see the other person, to hear the other person, because you would realize that in the past you didn't hear or see. It was just you. What I want to say, what I want you to understand, what I'm going through, what I want, what I'm feeling, and then boom, avoidance, right? It's like now you're here to stay. It's beautiful because it's this energy you're going to be very mindful of the mirroring effect as you start to communicate with your feminine. And I feel there's always triggers, but I feel that you're going to be mindful of your triggers. So as she triggers you, as she does something that maybe is not in line with your expectation, you're going to understand that I'm not here in front of her to seek attention or to communicate how I feel. I am free of the patterns. I am free of the shadows. I am here to truly feel into our connection, to feel into what is it that she wants as well. I don't seek attention, I seek connection. I want to do another row, but it's really nice energy. What's your truth? Number 44, shut the front door. You guys, we have 1441. Maybe you're watching this at 1441, or maybe you've recently been seeing it again. We have 44144. What's your truth? This is about your authenticity, and because it's on top of that mirror, you would be also dwelling on that. What is your truth? What is your destiny? What is your dharma? They're showing me a visual, as a visual in a sense of a high level visual. It's like you're starting to really connect the dots. You're starting to really understand, not just understand on the level of the mind, but on the level of embodiment, how this world works, that we're being given all these reflections of ourselves through people, situations, external things, to see the shadow and the devil energy within, right? To see the shadows within us, to be able to heal them, to heal the wounds, and to find a way towards our own truth, the truth of our soul. Authentic internal truth is a key for authentic living. That goes with that freedom as well, particularly important for masculine energy. It defines purpose and direction, and it was the first thing that I was hearing, remember, with that Ace of Wands. Direction and purpose. This card invites you to discover and embrace who you truly are, but you would know this already, but it's like you want more, you want to discover more, you want to be. I feel like you are sitting in your masculine energy, to be honest. I just feel you may not be fully anchored. This is why sometimes you still have some doubts and limiting beliefs. Let's continue. We have beautiful cards, we have beautiful numbers as well. We're gonna do guidance. Who is this divine masculine? Who is this divine masculine? It's a beautiful card. And remember, we talked about this. There's also a card in here about protector and provider, and the true understanding of protector and provider. But you would know. You would know. And it's funny that it landed on top of attention seeking. I feel maybe in the past you were one of those masculines that had a very distorted understanding of true masculine energy, of who real man really is. This Casanova kind of energy. You feel like a man, but all you want is attention. Okay, all you want is attention. Bit of a mother wound. You would know this at this point. You would know this, and now you understand that attention seeking, true men. I love highlighting this to you guys, and I've couple of times I've given you this analogy that came to me in one of the readings in as a channel, and it was a beautiful analogy. When we talk about dancing, professional dancing and ballroom dancing, the man is a frame. The man is the one that gives structure, that gives opportunity for the feminine to be free, to run free, right? The man is the one that helps to, yes, protect, but to helps to display the grace of the feminine. When we look at couples dancing, who the hell watches the masculine? Nobody. He is there, and he is in the shadow for good reason. It's like he takes pride in being in a shadow, because a true man, a masculine energy, is not for seeking attention, is not for admire me, devote yourself to. This is feminine energy. Who we devote ourselves to, the feminine. But who do we rely on? The masculine. It's like you're understanding the role of the masculine now. True man is the one that applauds for his woman, is the one that is happy when all eyes are on his woman. He's proud. He's not jealous. True man can never be jealous of his woman. It's a very distorted feminine energy in reality, the jealousy and the envy. You would know this. You would understand now what true masculine is. How not in your masculine energy you were in the past, like this maybe Casanova, attention-seeking, sort of a lover boy, you know, came to my mind. All right, who is a provider? Shut the front door. I was seeing this card. Who is a provider? And we have 66, another beautiful number. Reciprocity, balance, harmony, And we have locked heart, number 8. This would, especially that it landed on communication as a two-way street. You would understand that the reason you weren't listening, the reason you weren't collaborating with your feminine or with anyone, the reason you were more of a me, right, kind of energy, is that you had a locked heart. You were afraid to allow anyone in. That's why you created this you world, you, right? And through the lessons of reflection, of mirrors, very nice. Very nice. I'm kind of guided to do 2 more, so let's do 2 more. Let's do 2 more. And then we're going to do guidance. Okay, 1 more. And I'm kind of guided to do the heart-shaped ones at the end. Do we have 3? That's fine. Hold on. I'm just going to pull my these. Connect to your emotions. Very beautiful. So you're being invited to 60 as well. So you're being invited to connect your emotions more and more. I feel like, again, energy you're sitting in and energy that I'm feeling, you would have opened your heart already. But try to connect to your emotions a little bit more. Really be mindful. You're very mindful of right now you're very mindful of the mechanisms that are very important to understand human nature, to understand how we really heal, right? So the mirror effect. You've been doing some analysis of soul contract. You're looking at people, you're looking at situation, you're really what they're reflecting, what am I trying to learn? You're very masculine mind, understanding, analyzing, but try to feel into your emotions as well. So when something is happening, it's triggering something within you. You are understanding the mechanism. You are knowing what is it reflecting. You are using the mirror exercise beautifully, but try to feel into your emotions. How does it actually make me feel? You are not what you have. Number 22. These numbers, you guys, are just, there's not all numbers are beautiful, but the messages in these numbers, it's like I'm saying all these numbers in a bit of a line. They're really beautiful. They're aligning you. You are not what you have. And we talked about this. Worthiness was an issue for you, for this collective. Make sure you really understand that. And again, that's on top of that attention seeking and that freedom. You are not what you have. Nothing in the physical world defines you. You are the frequency of your soul. You're worthy from the day you're born. No amount of things, money, and physical accomplishments can ever make you more worthy, because you are not what you have. You are not what is quantifiable. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Number 46, 4 and a 6. Beautiful, beautiful number as well. Stability, harmony, building something. You're building a foundation for future. There's not a shred of doubt about it. Not a shred of doubt. All right. Yes, you can. Believe in yourself. It's yes, you can. To get a yes, you can as your final card. Yes, it's your confirmation. Whatever you're planning, whatever you're wanting to do, yes, it's a yes. It's a yes. But let's do guidance. I wanted to say something. I'm blocking. For the next, I'm hearing 2 to 4 weeks. Maybe, sorry. I myself have been going through a bit of an upgrade of a throat chakra. But maybe you are as well. Or maybe you're feeling that, every time you're trying to sort of prepare yourself, that there's still some blockages. But I believe it's still linked to you believing in yourself and believing in your masculine power. So what is the message from your guides? What they want you to hear and to know? What's coming? What's coming in the next 2 to 4 weeks? Three of Wands. It's the same card we had in your first spread action. New path. New path. With this new year, 444 on a timer. As I said that, with this new year in February 17th that it's coming, You really gonna start a whole new path and a whole new journey. And it's no longer planning and preparation, it is action. 2 to 4 weeks, I said it, it is action. Things gonna start changing, things gonna start shifting. And we have Three of Cups again. Third of the third, maybe that's important as well. Maybe something will happen by third of the third. Maybe that's a significant date. I don't know why I am hearing that's something, it's going to be an important day, the 3rd of March. But again, collaboration, working with the universe, working with people you love, really being wholeness as well, being part of something, building community, creating something really, really beautiful. I'm hearing it's the end of the era of isolation. Maybe you have been living for many, many years, despite the fact that you had some friends, you had some, romantic connections. Maybe you really felt isolated always. Maybe it's you always thought of yourself as a lone wolf. It's funny because I always explain to you guys how distorted the understanding of lone wolf is. True lone wolf is someone who's equally fulfilled in a pack and in solitude. It's not. But again, I don't want to go there. I've done so many videos about this. If you watch me, you would know this. Like, I repeat this as mantra. But I feel like it would be something for this collective because I've heard it clearly. I feel like you always would feel alone in this world. Like, no matter how many friends, maybe this is even why you would surround yourself with many people, many friendships, many connections, many distractions, because maybe you really, loneliness is not something that comes from being alone, but from feeling not understood. And oftentimes it's because we ourselves don't understand ourselves. We separate ourselves from the wholeness with the universe. We live in a system that fosters that kind of belief. So maybe all your life you felt alone, 707, but I also expansion, but I also, it's coming to my mind, and it's a thing for twins, for people who actually have a twin soul. I love highlighting this to you guys. It's a common misconception. Not every soul has a twin soul. It's actually not many souls decided to separate themselves farther before incarnating on this journey of lifetimes on earth. But again, it's a different topic. Twin souls, so souls that have a twin soul on this earth, whether you're meant to come into union in a specific lifetime or not, we always tend to feel emptiness, because there's the other side of us, there's the other half of our soul, the same frequency. Yes, sovereign being, sovereign soul, because we've separated before the process of incarnations, but it's exact same frequency, right? Without physical bodies, we'll basically become one. So people who have twin souls, souls that have twin soul, no matter what life they're living and incarnating in, there's always this deep sense of solitude until we actually find each other. And it's funny that in order to numb this feeling, you don't need to be in union with your counterpart. You need to be in inner union. Once you reach inner union, even though you're still in separation, the feeling of being alone disappears. Maybe you recently have been experiencing that. This is what pushed you to consider to break no contact. That although you feel her absence, and although you don't want to go on without her anymore, you no longer feel this emptiness that you've been feeling all your life. Maybe you haven't even realized it. I feel like some of you may not realize until you actually hear me say it. But you're ready for teamwork. You're ready for wholeness. You're ready to never again be alone and feel alone. And it's not just, again, about physical presence of someone. Even if you have to travel to different countries and places for an extended period of time, once we find each other, once we are in union, we are never alone. And it's a wholeness and fulfillment that's very profound, kind of a feeling, beautiful kind of a feeling. Let's see what else is coming. It's also a card of celebration. Celebration and reunion. And I just realized